Doesn't the new Lord fuck up the Snoop combo? Well, no, because you just sacked the Lord, right? You just sacked the Lord, and then in response to the Lord trigger combo off. I'm also talking from a legacy perspective. Yeah, legacy's a bit different. It's also like, okay, people are also equating. I feel like a lot of the time, it feels like at least players are thinking that the Lord is like always going to draw you a card. When a goblin dies, draw a card. It's like a lot worse than that. It's a pretty big step down from when a goblin dies, draw a card. And I don't know if that's like how players are feeling or acting. Oh, they just didn't have a land. It's really bad for them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the card is still going to be good, but I think that you probably get a card from it because you have to have a goblin on top. You're going to have roughly. Let's look at the number of goblins I usually like to play. This is outdated list. It says 34 creatures. This one 31. You know, you're going to draw a card about half the time, which is pretty good, but is it good enough, you know? Okay, I'm going to cut all the copies of Portable Hole in this matchup. I'm going to bring in, I think, 1 Aether Spellbomb, 2 or 3 Dispatch. I probably don't want this Relic, though. I brought in Teferi last time I played the matchup. Maybe Teferi's better than Dispatch, because just like bouncing an Archon is about as good as killing it, and you have some other applications with it as well. But maybe I should be cutting a Sphinx when I bring in all these extra high value cards. Could play Needle too. Naming Brennan 6 can be fine if they're on that. Emrakul's for the mill matchup. And I think I might bring it in against 4-color also, but I'm not sure. What do you think of the new Urborg Goy from Crabvine? If it's going to be good in a deck in Modern, it will be in a deck like that. It's probably not good enough, though. I do love to say, however, Urborg Lurgoyf. Definitely the most fun Magic card of all time to just say. Kind of a speculative keep. I think it's fine. Don't love drawing another coast off the top, though. What, the new Saga for Mill? Yeah, the new Saga seems like a wonderful fit for Mill. I think I play the drum. Yeah, the Snapcaster Saga, I think, is the card I am most excited for the new set. That card is awesome. Why do you like Sphinx over Thoughtcast? It's more powerful. Is the idea, at least. I think I'm going to play Plating over Nettlecyst this turn. Since my opponent's like somewhat likely to put an Archon into play, I would prefer not to just sacrifice my token. I can also play this tapped. And then I could draw a Teferi or an Aether Spellbomb to bounce this. Try to play through it potentially. I have 4 artifacts right now. 5 artifacts right now. So I think I'm supposed to cast Thought Monitor here because I can draw Teferi, cast it. I can still Nettlecyst if I don't draw the Teferi. Get into my hand, right? Okay, that's nice to not have to discard anything. Plenty of sacrifice fodder for Archon as well. Potentially lethal on the crackback. Oh, do I sacrifice the Germ token? I think I do, because I probably just want to move this over to a flyer next turn. Take 6. Then do another creativity. Good to know they're on the persist version. I don't think we got that info after game 1. They're not just slamming persist, which is good. Probably means they don't have it. Okay. Seems correct to start with this. Obviously really likely to have some removal. Good top deck. Yeah, I'm just going to bounce, or try to bounce this. I can pay for Spell Pierce. This was an untapped land, I might have lethal. Would actually just be better to equip here so I can have an extra blocker back for a Dwarven Mine token. Yeah, this was an untapped land. I think we just had lethal. Still pretty good. Still pretty good. Although my opponent didn't cast any removal in response to Teferi, so we could have maybe just gone for the win anyways. It seemed incredibly unlikely that they just had actual nothing, though. So they must have just drawn Persist. I think I like keeping the Teferi just so they can have any instant speed removal here, of course. Yeah, there's plenty of Dominaria cards that are interesting. I think there's probably like 6 or 7 I think are interesting for Modern, and a few more for Pioneer. Or they're looting and killing my Cranial Plating. They do have to chump block whatever I equip the Nettlecyst to. They find a Bolt. No. We're dead to a Persist. We're dead to a Creativity. See the black dragon boardwalk. Drag below. I don't know. Sorry, I guess I just saw drag. I thought dragon. Dragging these nuts. Domain -X -X Rexes 1 plus the number of basic lands among types you control. Oh, cool. They didn't have Lightning Bolt, they didn't have Persist, they didn't have Creativity in 7 cards. Lucky, 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 lucky. This card's very cool. Let's keep this. Yeah, at least this one's only 4 mana, it's true. Mono black and EDH. Yeah, or Pioneer, you could maybe see play there. 4 mana is a lot though. Maybe you're right, though. You can do Gravecrawler combo with the black one. Yeah, you can. You can. You still have to pay 2 life every turn, though. Or every time you cast it, it's a lot. Add up. So they definitely have a burn spell. I think I'll just, make them use it now, though. Instead of them using it on their instep. Maybe instep's better. Although if they have like an iteration, maybe they're not like wanting to use it instep here or something. There's no reason they shouldn't be considering. They shouldn't be considering in combat, I think, unless they're just locked into casting it later. But they can't get Delirium. I guess it probably doesn't matter that much. Okay, so I'm gonna have 2, 3 artifacts. I probably have to get a Springleaf Drum. No, let's get Relic, actually. Let's get Relic. Can play a little slower. Don't like Urza here. I don't know. You could maybe just jam Urza. I kind of like in this matchup to like just get all the value out of the cards. But maybe jamming Urza is good because it's resolving for sure. You don't get to, we're also like soft to Murktide if we don't Relic here too. They find a canal. They're down 3 Unholy Heats. Maybe this is the turn we're supposed to Urza. Maybe it was last turn, but it seems fine. Especially with them having only 1 Unholy Heat left in the deck and not having Delirium. Just like so unlikely that this dies. Okay, they can trade this now. I would think that'd be a fine trade. They do have Delirium, so if they do have Unholy Heat number 4, good for them. They would really need like Unholy Heat 4 plus Murktide to be in good shape here, and even then, I can like Shadowspear on the Saga token. Record tracker down. Oh, I guess so. I don't think I did anything to it. No, I must have done something to it. Hold on. Let me take this turn. I'll figure it out. I think I'm supposed to make a token. I don't think I'm gonna make a second token though, so I'll tap this Saga. Maybe broken. Well, I pulled it up in a different scene and it worked, so I don't know that I think it's broken yet. The Zekri's results of the Calibrated Blast. Calibrated Blast is a good deck. I felt like it's a good deck. Been a good deck for a long time. I have no reason to. Yeah, you are right that it's been putting up results for a long time, even here and there, but it's very powerful. Okay, hitting Cranial Plating. Can we win this turn? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 more mana. I mean, I think just equip Cranial Plating onto Construct and then Aether Spellbomb. The Murktide is a win. This card has definitely felt really good so far. The numbers with these decks are always such a nightmare, though. No! Not the main deck Brazen Borrower, no! My one weakness. The main deck Brazen Borrower. Okay, let me try to figure out the record thing. Not today, Ragavan. Whoa! What is happening? What is this? There's an animation for when it first pops up, and it's like this. It's a different shape now. Thank you, Dan. Very cool. I like it. I think. Although the square with the rectangle was so nice too. It's always had that animation. I don't think I've ever seen it. The new shape is different though. It didn't work for you this morning? Yeah, he's probably working on it. Here, I'll just make it really big. Just kidding. Hold on. Yeah, I'll try to I'll mess with it in a second. Hold on. This will not be the permanent position for it. Okay, the signs is that they probably can't win from this spot. Is it better up here now? I guess I could. Karn is definitely new, right? Karn is definitely new. Yeah, I don't think the new shape works very well for me. Okay, let me sideboard real quick. I want these dispatches. I think I wanted to go down one portable hole. Although maybe like keeping them on the draw is fine, but I just have no fear of Ragavan, I guess. And then I wanted to cut one Ornithopter, maybe two Ornithopters. Midnight blocks Ragavan, which is nice. Maybe just one. Probably cut fourth Urza. Fourth Sphinx. I mean, Sphinx is so nice against the counter magic, though. We'll try to keep the Sphinxes in. Okay. And I think plating is worse than Nettlecyst, because coming with a creature is really big in this matchup. Let's try this. I don't think I want second relic. You could play second relic, though. I guess second relic being like another one-man artifact is really nice when we're bringing in 4 dispatch, too. So we just keep in the old border plating. Emrakul's on the side for the mill matchup. Is Teferi bad? It's not bad, but it's just like you can't play Dispatch and Teferi post board. You can choose one. You can't play both. It's just too many sideboard cards. In my humble opinion. No Hearse. Yeah, I mean Hearse is 2 mana. Teferi is one of the best cards for the matchup. I think if you play Teferi, you're over sideboarding. I don't even feel like this is a very hot take, but I don't think you can bring in 8 non-artifact cards in this deck. It's just not enough room. No, I needed that. But also, I'm down to hear anybody's sideboard plan who wants to bring in the Teferi in the spot. I needed this Ornithopter alive. Okay. They don't have a second land, which is nice. Wow, getting hit by Ragavan again and living to tell the tale. So this currently costs 6. Now cost 5. It'll cost 4 when I play the Memnite. So I think I wait on the Memnite till next turn, since it's somewhat innocuous, and if I draw another artifact, I get the Sphinx. It's not switch up works really suggests cards to bring in never cut. Yeah, it's kind of like that one meme with the dog. It's like you want to play catch, and then he won't give the frisbee. No catch, no take, only throw. What's the theory with the Sphinxes? The theory is that they're really powerful, and that the upside of them is really high, cascading into like literally any card that's not a Memnite, and even in these spots where you do cascade into a Memnite, the card's still like pretty strong. Is the theory, and so I'm just kind of trying them out. I don't think I've ever seen anybody try out Sphinx before. There's probably been someone who's done it, but I've been liking them a lot. I think that they're like better than Thoughtcast in the stack is the idea. I'm not 100% sure, but that's the idea. Just look them. Yeah, Affinity Expert at Mingu's never seen them. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously you could try to play both, but I don't think there's enough room for like that level of payoffs. -2 drum, +2 Teferi. So I think if you're going to bring in Teferi, you really want all your drums so you can try to turn 2 Teferi, but that is something. Yeah, I think you can really never cut Springleaf Drum, any number of drum. So I think the Sphinx is now just 2 mana. Now this isn't going to happen that often, but when you Ethersworn Sphinx into Thought Monitor, it's just like Christmas. Teferi is for the Cascade matchups. I've also been bringing it in against creativity, just like bounce the Archon. While also like protecting from removal. Just turn off. Oh, I guess I don't necessarily turn off Delirium. They can jump block if they want. And so again, I think like you're okay registering the card, the floor of cascading into a Memnite, and then the ceiling of Sphinx is just so crazy high. Could Brainstorm be decent card Affinity plus Shadow Sphinx? I thought about it. I think it's just way too slow. Is artifact-based hate for those matchups still not good enough? Chalice, Void Mirror, etc. For which matchups? I'm confused by the question. You know, we talk about a lot of things. Sometimes I forget what the subject is. Pretty good explosives. She was bad at the mana to pop the relic. Or pretty good explosives. However you want to call it. So if I move this here, they can take 10, eat a Sphinx. Oh, Chalice, Void Meter, etc. You can play those too. I mean, Chalice is awkward because it counters your own stuff, though. And like you have a lot of 0 mana artifacts. You can play those though. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna put it on a Sphinx, attack for 9. They do take the trade. I think I'll put this back here. Okay, draws 2. Bobble. Let them play a 4/4 Murktide. 3 cards in hand, shuffles top card. Tap Steam Vents. Ragavan. So if they have heat, they can kill my Sphinx. That'd be obviously less than ideal. But now I can bounce my Sphinx at this response. I mean, if they have heat, they just do it in response. Yeah. Okay, 2 cards in their hand. Let's draw a card. Oh, I shouldn't... I can't cast this. I shouldn't... If I click on it, it'll say paying costs. I don't think I clicked on it. So this costs 2 less. So any 0-mana artifact or land lets us cast this here. I don't have any basics. I can get Springleaf Drum 0-mana artifact. We have the Cranial Plating in play. We're probably dead, though. Tough stuff. This is a good game 3. I thought we were going to win that one. I think on the play, I need Portable Hole even less. Yeah, we tapped out of the Relic activation. Do you get your deck? Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't remember you redeeming it. Was it just in the channel points, or is it... Yeah, I just, just missed it. Okay. Tolarian Terror deck. So what I really dislike about Tolarian Terror in Pioneer, and it is something that you're doing here, is that you are playing a blue-red deck in Pioneer without Treasure Cruise. It's just, and you're still like as weak to Graveyard Hate as Treasure Cruise is, because it's still turning off your Cryptic Serpents and your Spires. But to register a blue-red deck in Pioneer over Treasure Cruise, you have to have a really good reason. And Tolarian Terror is a good card, but I don't feel that it gives you a good enough reason to play a Pioneer. Pioneer is a deck without Cruise. Ledger Shredder? Shredder be good for them this turn. Hard to mulligan double Sentinel against their deck. We have lots of good top decks too. Our Affinity is enabled. I think I'm just fine getting rid of the Shredder now. They're pretty far away from Murktide. If they're gonna Murktide, they're gonna have to let me draw cards. So like I just don't think this is a good enough reason to not play Cruise or not play like your traditional Phoenix list. I will say though that I will also say that if you're gonna play a blue-red deck like this in Pioneer that's playing all of these cheap 1-mana cantrips and playing cards that care about going to the graveyard like Phoenix, you also do have to play 4 Ledger Shredder. So I think that this, like, it would make sense to me in this list to play 4 Shredders over Cryptic Serpent. Cryptic Serpent is pretty weak. I think that would make a lot of sense. Finale of Promise doesn't seem very powerful here. I wouldn't play it. Memory Deluge doesn't seem very powerful. I wouldn't play it. I think one card that would be interesting is also the new Saga, the new 2-mana Saga that can cast one of these 2-mana spells immediately and can mill you forward to help you grow your terrors and cast another spell. That would be a card I'd be pretty interested in here. I guess with this draw, I'm just not going to trade this turn. That would be a card I'd be interested to see over like the Memory Deluges, over the Finale of Promise is kind of like your more grindy card. And that card is also pretty good with See the Truth. See the Truth is an example of a card that is a draw 3 that you could play in combination with. You could play in combination with the 3-mana Saga. Draw 3 when you flash it back. Draw 3 if you keep Finale in, which you probably shouldn't. And that could be a way to build this deck without the Ledger Shredders. Okay. I think we're just passing here. Beyond that, I don't think, like, again, like, you know, especially with these, like, new brews, it's hard for me to give you, like, an exhaustive, comprehensive way to build the deck, but, you know, these are, you know, rough, meant to be seen as more rough ideas, if that makes sense, too. I think I'll save the Spellbomb. They can spend their turn to heat the Sentinel. Do you have plans to return to Ghost Fires and Pioneer? I will definitely be returning to Pioneer at some point. I'm just not 100% sure when that point is. I could Aether Spellbomb my own Sphinx here. I'm kind of into it. Ooh boy. I don't know. This has been... I still don't... Like, this version has felt, like, more powerful than, like, basically any other Affinity variant I've ever played. The upside is so crazy. Oh, never mind. It's garbage. Never mind. I guess we'll settle for another construct, huh? Okay, let's spin Urza. If we hit an artifact, we can equip the Shadowspear. If we don't, that's fine. This also... I guess, yeah, I can equip the Shadowspear, but I can't block anymore. Is that better than getting hit by Ragavan? Who cares about this stupid Ragavan? Not me. Or maybe equipping the Sentinel is a bit better. I'll block the Ragavan with Urza. Austin TM, good luck to you. Okay. 2-0. Okay, but yeah, the Sphinx is really sweet. You have some crazy turns with it. The floor is not that low. I think it just adds like a pretty nice degree of power to the deck, but it's definitely true that like if they have a lot of cheap interactions, sometimes you're left with the Sphinx stranded in your hand. You can cast Thoughtcast otherwise. We're playing against Pi, who was my one loss last night with this list, who's playing the Vivian combo still. I think I put back the second Thought Monitor. It's not super likely I can portable hole something, but if they have Ren and 6, I'll be able to. And I need, you know, the cheap. I need the Affinity too. Yeah, I think there's a lot of changes you can make to this list too. I don't think I just definitely have the perfect 75. Oh, that's a good portable hole target. So I have 3 artifacts. So Thought Monitor is going to cost 4. So if I draw Darksteel Citadel, Ornithopter, Memnite, I can Thought Monitor next turn. Otherwise, hopefully, I can Thought Monitor the following turn. Does have a prismatic ending for the portable hole, presumably. Very low curve for my opponent here. Into something else. I did draw the Citadel. Still a little short of the Thought Monitor. Hopefully we can cast it next turn. They can't... No counterspell available. Just down would obviously be a nightmare. Just hopefully just draw some gas. Not much action. We can cantrip the Relic, I guess. Besage you? Looks like a Besage you. Meant to add red, says Pi. I don't know what that means. Or like what red card he'd want here. Bolt, I guess. Oh, wanted to play Ren last turn. I see. That makes sense. Doesn't Relic stop the Vivian combo? It does, but listen, this is... Modern players, you need to sack your Relic of Progenitus. I have nothing going on. I have plenty of sick top decks here. You should sack your Relic... Modern players just, like, never sack their Relics as often... Or they don't sack it as often as they should. We need action, and you gotta draw cards to get action. There we go. Thank you, Relic. Very cool. Quara at the end of the 4 months. Appreciate you. This is gonna be another +7, so 16 in the air. Surely Pi has forgone solitude now. Pitching Elodamir's Call. Get to gain a bunch of life. Have some good top decks. I think I mulliganed against Pi last night too when I lost. Beseiju the Memnite. So must, yeah, I guess that Ren and 6 is coming, huh? Quara the 4 months. I'm glad you're liking the stream. I don't plan on stopping making cool decks anytime soon, unfortunately. Asked you with the 14 months. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Just them in the library. Rampant. So opponent can Yorion this turn. Boost dropping is 19 months. Thank you. This is a nightmare matchup? I don't know. Maybe. I remember with the mono blue affinity list I usually like to play, I usually think Omnath is a pretty good matchup. With this version, I'm not as sure. My opponents had, I think, a pretty above average draw. With Brennan 6 Beseiju, Solitude, early Prismatic Ending. I think I had a mulligan with maybe what is a little bit below average draw. We'll see. Matchup could be worse than I think it is. Yeah, so I want to cut the portable holes, bring in a needle and 3 Teferis was my plan yesterday. Since this is the Vivian combo, another relic is kind of interesting. Also breaking up Brennan 6 Beseiju is kind of interesting. I think I'll play just like over another Shadowspear. I don't think I'll go another Aether Spellbomb, although that also breaks up the combo. That's Champion. Yeah, S Champion would be pretty good against 4 color, but I don't think I'm like super worried about the matchup. You can outvalue them sometimes. They consider Inkmoth or Blinkmoth. No, I think like I would if I was gonna play another colorless land, it would be more Darksteel Citadels to help with Affinity. Ashiok can stop the combo. Yeah, I think I like Teferi more than Ashiok in this matchup because it'll cantrip for you and like help you get to your Affinity, and it helps you play a bit better against like the instant speed removal that they have. I don't think you need that many answers to a combo. We have a Needle, we have Relic of Progenitus, we have Aether Spellbomb, and their combo is really slow and kind of easy to play around. I don't think you need to also play Ashiok. Can't Beseiju kill Champ? Oh no, it can. That is so sad. Okay, S Champion is officially never seeing Modern play again. It gets Beseiju. Damn it. Poor S Champion. Just Needle Beseiju. Easy peasy. Easy peasy, huh? Yeah, it's always Beseiju. Emrakul's for the mill matchup. I think you can maybe bring it in here. I think I just went to Fairies instead. Maybe if only we could cascade into it. I attacked for like 80 damage over 5 turns. That's Champ and Nettlecyst for 4 color. RCQ I played against Affinity. Did you win? Sounds like you won. If you blind needle turn 1 matchup, what do you name? Renin 6 on turn 1 probably. Should have 0 drops so we could turn 2 Teferi. Pretty good hand though. Esper Sentinel wins again. Hero card. I've missed playing this card. It's been a while since I've registered as champion. Card is so good. Alright, get the bridge in play. Feeling pretty good. They named white with Utopia Sprawl. Can't you stick some Meat Vaults in the deck? If I was going to play any more colorless lands, it'd be more Darksteel Citadels. This deck has really hard mana requirements, though, needing white mana on turn 1. White mana on turn 1 and double blue for Urza. So you just can't play infinite colorless lands. I'm gonna bounce the Sprawl. Alright, there's a Sphinx. If I play my Darksteel Citadel, I'll have 4 Affinity. And General's Pride. No, yeah, I agree. S Champion's very good against 4 color. I agree. Oh, Just Down's also not, though. Ridden 6, which they can play thanks to the Oath of Nissa's ability. And ping my Teferi if they want. Just pluses instead, that's fine. Okay, I think I can Sphinx here. I can go cast Urza. Opponent's playing a Vivian combo. Cast Urza, cast Relic. Tap this for white. Blue. Blue. Into Cranial Plating. And then I guess we're gonna equip the plating, or is it better? It's probably better to hold up a relic activate. Oh, I still have relic activation because I could just tap the Sphinx. But stopping Besiege is kind of nice here. The Sphinx is so good. Omnath's so bad. Terrible card. Lazy Titan, 6 months. Appreciate you. Flicker Knight of Autumn, destroyed the plating. So I'm probably going to want to prioritize Needling Vivian. If they target the Sphinx, I'll float a mana. I might cash in the Relic too. I don't know if I thank you for your 6 months, Lazy Titan, but thank you for the 6 months. Oh, they might kill the Saga. Kill Saga, they might die though. Okay. Yeah, I should probably pop the Relic and just dig for another Cranial Plating or Nettlecyst. Love to pop Relic. Love to draw Thought Monitor. 0 mana, draw 2. Okay, Spellbomb. Oh, sorry, I should have kept the Relic to break up the combo. I forgot we were prioritizing that. So I can bounce my own Thought Monitor, replay Thought Monitor, though. Lots of options here. Let's see, this is going to be 14 power. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we just attack and hold up Otawara, Relic, Aether Spellbomb. Canister, thanks for the raid. Appreciate ya. I'm trying out Ethersworn Sphinx and Blue-White Affinity today. It's been pretty good so far. Welcome to all the faithless looters. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. 3. That's enough to do everything, so you can probably just play this tapped. Yeah, bounce Sphinx to Cascade again. An option. I was practicing it last night, but I also lost to Pi, my opponent right now, when I was 3-0 last night. I did keep like a pretty questionable game one hand though. Do you play on a standing desk? Yeah, it gives me a lot more energetic during the stream, more focused. Can bounce around and emote as well. Do real life Fortnite dances. I like Sphinx rather than Thoughtcast because also big body. Yeah, the 4/4 flyer is 4/4 flyer is huge. Absolutely. Yeah, how many channel points to floss? Dude, I actually can't floss. I don't know how. I've tried. Me and Esther used to have this game we used to play whenever we were at like a carnival, like the state fair or a baseball game pre-COVID. Pre-COVID, if you were at like a public place, you could at any point do a 360, look in any direction, and there somewhere would be a child flossing. And in any given time, you could do a 360-degree view, and somewhere there was a child flossing, no matter what. it was like, I think we were like 100% to do the floss check whenever we did. It was awesome. It still works. I don't know if it still works, but definitely pre-COVID, it was very true. I don't know what opponent's getting here. They might just get like a Fury, Solitude, Karmic Guide. Okay, so I mean I just popped the Relic now, right? Okay, go to game 3. I could maybe play like a Dispatch or 2 on the draw. Maybe Dispatch is just like, maybe Teferis are like just 2 soul on the draw in general. Could do 2 Dispatch, another Aether Spellbomb, just for more cheap affinity. Could play 1 Teferi. I'll try this. Let's try this. Yeah, not the dental care. Although, I wish they were flossing their teeth instead of dancing. Ivy Gleeful Spell Thief, Fairy Rogue, blue-green instead of blue-black for a Fairy Rogue. It's a very interesting creature type. Whenever a player casts a spell that targets only a single creature other than Ivy, you may copy that spell. This spell copies Ivy. Pretty bad against removal spells. Pretty bad against removal spells. White no Ashiok subs a combo plus the mana from Omnath. Dude, people love Ashiok, but I don't know. It's just like easy for them to play around. We have tons of things in the deck already that stop the combo. So these suggestions of like stopping the combo, I don't think matter that much because we have plenty of stuff that stops the combo in this deck already. But it's also like you only get a couple of non-affinity cards in any given matchup. You just can't play Dispatch and Ashiok and Teferi. There's just not enough room. You don't have that luxury. I think I'm gonna name Teferi Time Raveler. I cited out my copies. Just so bad if they Teferi bounce my Citadel. I guess I could have played Coast instead. And Dispatch also stops the combo, but actually gets rid of Omnath instead of just like dying after they attack it. It's 1 mana instead of 3. Let's go! What a name, baby! What a name. Stream Sniping, Aspiring Spike, huh? Yeah, Ashiok is fine. It's fine, but so is Dispatch, so is Teferi. I think that Dispatch is like, especially, against Risen Reef, being able to answer that is really nice. All of these are fine. So we have 5. Oh, I need to get rid of this. I need to get rid of the Teferi though, huh? Dari, thank you for the 6 months. Appreciate you. So they're solituding the Sentinel. I think I'm gonna bounce my Sentinel here. Oh, let me let this evoke trigger resolve first. I can't replay it though. At least not right now. It's pretty good if I draw a land. I think Sentinel's fine to just pick up here. I'm not doing anything else. Stupid on math. Pretty behind, huh? I think it's fine to play the Sentinel, equip the plating, just draw a card the next time they cast a non-creature spell. Sphinx definitely worse against Teferi Time Raveler, huh? Yorion, 2 mystery cards in my opponent's hand. Am I trading? Oh, just... Oh, dude, Solitude number 2 is so nuts here. Fuck. It's that stupid Yorion. Just, like, unbeatable. Freedom in bed, yeah, for sure. Non-creature spells would have been good. Making Omnath mana, I'm not sure. Oh. Okay, Guardian, Flicker, Solitude. Exile the Ornithopter, probably? Yeah. Get to gain a lot of life. So we'll see if they want to chump block to save Teferi or not. Fill their Guardian Plus. Yorion is probably unbeatable, though. I think I'm just going to get my creature into play here. I'll equip. Brutal game. Brutal game. 2-1. GG pie. I mean, I don't know if it's better than Elite Spellbinder or not. It's very similar. 2 more points of toughness is really nice, but the fact that like when you kill, if you kill the creature, the card gets unlocked without like you still having to spend the extra 2 mana. I would say it's it definitely looks close. Decent summer cards against 4-color with Affinity. I don't think there is like any like knock out of the park sideboard card, you know. I don't think your matchup's that bad against them either. At least with this bigger version. The other versions of Affinity are pretty bad against 4-color, I think. Bant Triome, 60 cards. Misty Rainforest, Breeding Pool. I don't know what they're playing. Let's hope they got some non-creature spells though. Oh, Ed's Champion, sure, Ed's Champion. That's a good one. Bant combo? Yeah, I guess. I feel like I like never run into it though, but they could, yeah, for sure. If I draw a blue or white source, I can Sphinx. Yeah, it is Bant Coco, okay. Interesting. Yeah, it's Champion pretty bad against Besagi. And Dress Down. But if you do try to, like, you can probably, like, Needle Besagi kind of aggressively, right? Alright. I think we'll just go equip here. Play Shadowspear. Attack for 8 in the air. Top 9 RCQ Bant Coco, that's awesome. I top 8'd with the last RCQ I played with the deck. I'll say Hammer Time in the top 8 when I was on the play. I feel bad because that matchup's usually like pretty good, but it is what it is, right? They must have a bunch of like collected companies and stuff in their hand if they're just not playing anything. I think I'm down to just go for lethal if they have Solitude to get to gain a bunch of life. This matchup is probably not that good. They have like 9 of Autumn, the board to flicker. The last list I posted I think was playing 3 9 of Autumns too. Is there a shell for Deadly Dispute? You can play it in like a red-black anvil sacrifice list. I've done that a couple times. It's been fine. Yeah, I agree that the deck is, just not as good as you need it to be. Okay, opponent just not letting me draw cards off the Sentinel. Hopefully it does not hit Glasspool Mimic or Soul Herder. Okay. So if I draw a land, I can just equip all 3 equipments to a Sentinel and very likely win. It probably wants to attack here, though. They would have to have Solitude white card. If they're playing my list, they only have 2 more Solitudes. They also have to have a white card in those. Okay, didn't draw the land. Oh, sorry, I forgot to be relicking them. I think I'm just making a Saga token. I don't really want to... Like, I can hit them for a pretty big chunk. Oh, wait, hold on. It's not lethal. No, it's not lethal. I can hit them for a pretty big chunk, but they have life gain in play. I think I'm just going to make it a token. They'll have a pretty explosive turn next turn. Hopefully. How good is Goblins going to be the new Lord? I mean, the new Lord is good. I think people are overrating it a little bit. Because, like, I don't know. It's like, it's a 2-mana creature that dies to Wrenn and 6. And, like, sometimes, like, 50% of the times you'll draw a card when it dies to Wrenn and 6. Is it still a format with Fury? The card is good. The card is definitely good. I'm excited to try it. I don't think that it's going to be a gigantic buff to goblins, though. I think it'll be a nice upgrade. A nice upgrade to a deck that is pretty underplayed in Modern. My kind of prediction for this new Goblin Lord, to be honest, is that people are going to pick it up and they're going to start playing goblins, and I think they're going to realize that goblins has been like pretty playable this whole time. You know what I mean? That's my prediction. Okay, so let's just float a mana. Float a mana, get a Springleaf Drum. Could get Aether Spellbomb instead. Aether Spellbomb is nice against Ephemerate on Solitude if they don't have a white card. I'm gonna go these 2. Yeah, I need the Springleaf Drum to equip Cranial Plating and Shadowspear to my Ornithopter and Cascade. So let's do that. Or maybe I'm equipping onto the Construct token, I'm not 100% sure. Found Portable Hole. Which means I think we just take the Ice Fang here. Definitely looks like they have Ephemerate. So we equip onto the so we equip this onto Ornithopter, and then equip Shadowspear onto the. And so if they do have an Ephemerate for the Solitude, they have to put still 4 toughness in front of the construct. No, I guess 3 toughness. Yeah, I do think if my opponent has Ephemerate, we're probably gonna lose. I agree. They reprinted Lord of Atlantis. It's actually kind of interesting. Okay, yeah. Clearly had it, huh? Yeah, what's interesting about them reprinting Lord of Atlantis is it goes into Pioneer. Yeah, I should exile the Coco also. I mean, I do have Relic to break up the Ephemerate loop. Not this turn, but next turn. Oh, they have it, but they should. Okay. Getting me excited for nothing. Yeah, they could put the wall here, go to 1. Ah, man. Maybe it was just like not supposed to Sphinx here. Blinded by the value. €30 promo, not in the new set. Okay. But if they do ever print the Merfolk Lords into Pioneer, then I think Mono Blue Devotion becomes playable. My opponent's at 54. I'm at 1, or I'm at 54. They're at 1, and I feel very behind. Ephemerating the Solitude main phase is super weird. Does my opponent think that they can flicker the Solitude twice, or do they just have another Ephemerate? Because they can only flicker it once. They get Ewit. I mean, Ewit getting back Wall of them is not that big a deal. They can't. They Ephemerate does. They can't Ephemerate again this turn because that it's a rebound, not in the graveyard. So if I draw a land and I go, or 0-mana creature, and I just go Cranial Plating plus Shadowspear equip, is that lethal? Probably not. I did draw the 0-drop though. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can give this plus 10, 11 points of power. They have to block with all of their creatures. All of their available creatures. Right? Assuming they don't have another Ephemerate in their hand. If I'm counting correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I give this a plus 11. Because I'm also equipping the Shadowspear. So 12 power. They have to block 8 of it. I guess they could leave their Witness in play. Is there any other decent line? Yeah, we can just equip Cranial Plating, attack. They have to block with one of their 3 things, and then I get to Relic and break up the Ephemerate loop. But then they get to then Solitude. No, I don't know that there is just genuinely another line. I think I'm gonna do this though. So they go to 1 with this block again. Oh, I guess I totally miscounted. Yeah, I think we're still gonna lose. So much life. Silly amount of life. They may mess up and they may wait on the Ephemerate. Okay, let's pack it down. I don't think we can beat them looping the Solitude anymore. They're also like I am at 72 life, but they'll kill me in just a couple turns with this probably. Over it. Okay, so Portable Hole is really bad against them. Esper Sentinel is also not that good. Their deck is mostly creatures. If I'm cutting this many cheap artifacts, I may need to trim like a Sphinx. I think I like playing the full 4 copies of Teferi on the play. Second Relic. Yeah, Second Relic makes sense. I don't think I want another Aether Spellbomb. Yeah, Sentinel's really bad in this matchup, I think. If I wasn't streaming when I played it out 72 life, if I was in a tournament that mattered, I might, but this is just like a league where I'm like less than 1% and I have to play another 10-15 minutes. If I was just playtesting, I don't think so now. Yeah, I don't usually treat leagues like tournaments where the value of sitting there for another like 10-15 minutes, hoping that you just draw perfectly and your opponents draw miserably. I don't think you usually learn anything from those games if you just draw perfect and your opponents draw miserably and you lose 15-20 minutes of testing. And yeah, you also do lose stream equity too in these kind of spots. How are we sequencing this? Probably Sentinel on turn 1, then Plating, then you can play the Bridge on turn 3. My only Esper Sentinel. Was there any merit to hold the wall off the cascade? Hold the wall off the cascade. We attacked them with trample. Yeah, maybe that the wall was the better option. I guess I'm going to dispatch the dork. Kind of bad against Solitude though. Everybody likes a comeback story. Yeah, everybody likes a comeback story, but it's also miserable to watch those games where you're just so dead. But you're not actually going to lose for another 10 turns. Let's not attack the Sentinel into Ice Fang. Is it just Sky Blood Sunless Field deck still worth investing in? I like the deck. It's like, you know, a high variance control deck, which people don't usually like to play, but it's very, very powerful. Yeah, probably going to take the plating. They need to take the plating. I'm going to just pop the Relic. If I draw Dispatch, I'm happy. If I draw Tap Artifact land, I need to play it now because of Urza next turn. I'm going to pop it anyways to find a land for Urza. Dude, Super Bowl 51 was crazy. That was the last one I watched, I think. I also think, like, in order, even if I draw perfectly that last game, my opponent has to mess up a lot. Like, if they play perfectly with their Eternal Witness, Ephemerate, Solitude, it's just like basically impossible for me to lose there unless my opponent messes up really bad, which is also not good playtesting. Because, like, in tournaments, if your opponents are going to mess up bad, they mess up, you know, not a lot to learn there. It's a pretty good draw. So I have to use 2 to cast Thought Monitor. I guess I maybe shouldn't have tapped the Ornithopter. Yeah, for exactly this reason. Control Plating and Equip. So I guess we will now equip the Plating to Sentinel. I also play the Relic, like not attacking. Yeah, when you mess up, there's tons to learn for sure. Absolutely. One of the first comments we got when we fired up this this deck was, "Why are you playing Urza in your low to the ground aggro deck?" Supreme Verdict. I built my opponent's deck. They don't play Supreme Verdict. Don't worry. So sometimes I found you can get kind of choked on white mana on these Sphinx turns. Like if we draw into Sphinx, we'll want the white mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm spinning again. Hitting 2 lands is pretty bad. Now I don't have Relic up if I attack. I think that's gonna have to be fine. Wooden Puddle to deck tech? Kind of surprising they didn't just slam Solitude on the Urza. I guess if they knew I was just gonna spend 2 mana to thin my deck twice. Good beats. Ranger Humans. I liked Ranger Captain a lot in Humans back during the trophy race I did last. It was just like a great tool against Cascade, and then you could tutor Forge Tinder against Fury decks. It was a card I liked a lot. This looks pretty similar to the list I played, although I don't think I was main decking Freebooter. I don't think I was main decking Freebooter. I don't remember what I was doing instead. It should be in the Stream Decker. It was mostly a deck I was like grinding off stream, and I think I wrote a Channel Fireball article for it, but it was a deck I liked. Maybe I was playing Freebooter. Okay. Yeah, I don't think Freebooter is super bad to play, but I also like know most other Humans lists are cutting it. Just trying to think like what for. Ooh. Okay. Well, they should have attacked with their Solitude. It's free 3 life. Yeah, Adeline's really good. I no comment on Adeline. Really good card. I feel like the list looks pretty sweet. I like the sideboard a lot too. I think the list looks. This is like, you know, one of the rare deck techs where I just kind of just can give it a chef's kiss. I don't think there's almost anything I'd change. I do think it's fine to play Sanctifier in the sideboard of humans, but to let. I think it's more. I think it's a little bit better in humans than it is in Hammer, but I digress. We just win. No, we don't just win. This is one short. But if I bounce the Deputy, it's lethal. Oh, I guess I could have played this, but it's still lethal. Don't need to play around anything. We have a Teferi in play. 6 Horizon Lands is a lot. I think you can play 6 Horizon Lands. You don't have to, but I think it's fine. It's kind of like a little bit more old school, maybe. Why is Sanctifier better in humans than in Hammer? You have like, because you're playing a mana base that only supports creatures, you have access to less versatile sideboard cards that Hammer does. Because Hammer can play Instants and Sorceries, Teferi, Spell Pierce, Blacksmith Skill, Prismatic Ending, March of Otherworldly Light, other equipment. In addition to just creatures. But humans can really only play creatures. Oh, you have a 14-card sideboard, though. Let's play 4 Fortune. Or Fortuneer's nuts. Does Murktide beat Affinity? Engineered Explosives. Yeah, Blood Moon just down. Ragavan. I'd love to keep Springleaf Drum Memnite, but can't keep the one-lander, can't keep the no-lander, can't keep the no-lander. Brutal. I guess I'll just keep the Teferi, hope to draw land. Feels bad. Feels bad. Not really a matchup I think we're going to win on the multi for very often. Don't think I'm ever attacking with the Memnite next turn. So I'll just hold it. Be a good game to win. No Extraction Specialist. I kind of think Extraction Specialist in Modern Humans is cap without Pyre of Heroes. It's just I don't know. You have infinite good 3-mana spells in humans. You have Mantis Rider, Ranger Captain, Adeline. Like the only thing the deck is good is like good at is casting 3-mana spells. I don't really feel like, and I think that Extraction Specialist is worse than Adeline, worse than Ranger Captain, worse than Hamlet Vanguard, maybe worse than Mantis Rider, maybe not worse than Mantis Rider. You have General Kudrow. You just have like. Have infinite 3-mana creatures to choose from. You said there are better 4-drops than Absent than Seachrome, like Gideon. I would say that Kalitas is like the best 4-drop for black base mid-range decks in Modern at the moment. I'm just gonna concede. I think Kalitas is the best option. The Exile Clause is so relevant against mono green. The life gain there's a lot of aggro decks in the format. There's not a lot of control. Kalitas is the best one. I think the new Shieldred is a really exciting new 4-mana spell, 4-mana threat. Wandering Emperor is really good. Be a great hand. I always love to have Saga, Springleaf Drum, 0-drop, but need one now. Can get a revenge against Omnath this game, maybe. Okay, we'll wait on the Saga. Play the drum. Ironically, I just ordered 3 Anafinza. Is it for Pioneer? Can anybody show me a top 8 in the last 5 years where Siege Rhino top 8'd in a format? Has that happened? Has Siege Rhino made top 8 in any format in Magic in the last 5 years? Because I think the answer is probably not. In your heart. Okay. Yeah, also, in anybody's heart, did it top 8? I was going to ask that next. Did it make top 8 in anybody's heart? Yorion in the hand, you love to see it. Every day. Aww. Aww. I'll hold this for now. Just going to use it to tap the Springleaf Drum next turn, I think. Yeah, I guess we can Urza next turn. Hopefully they don't have Counterspell. But if they had Counterspell, they wouldn't have Yorion last turn, so they would have to just drawn it. Although maybe they would have because of Saga. Do I concede? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go! Where is it? I concede. One of baby, an enigmatic incarnation. Spike, you say it's not a... You say Siege Rhino is not a modern staple. Well, look at this. Awesome. Alright, so I'll play this so the Thought Monitors are 1 mana, even though it means I probably can't Ethersworn Sphinx this turn. 49.5 win rate in Penny Dreadful. Dude, that's like inverter records. I don't know if being good in Penny Dreadful is quite the flex that is quite a flex. Okay, so they're gonna exile my construct. Any ephemerates? Any ephemerates? Man, I would never put Solitude and Ephemerate in the same deck. It's just a principle thing for me personally. I would never do this to somebody else. I just couldn't bring myself to Solitude Ephemerate somebody. I'm just too pure of heart. Good thing Stream Decker's down also. I will sadly just cast my triple Thought Monitor. I cry all the way to the bank. Cry all the way to the bank. Oh, that's a lot of lands. We have 3 cards in their hand. Alright, we're fine with this. We signed up to do this sometimes. I'll try to play the Nettlecyst next turn, I think. Or this turn if I hit, Urza off this. Or, or just hit a Cranial Plating. Let's go. Siege Rhino took first. Awesome, awesome. Dude, Siege Rhino is good the whole time. Hold on, let me sideboard real quick. Needle cutting. Shadowspear, I think. And then I want all these portable holes out of here. Maybe we keep the Shadowspear. And I don't know. It just like never comes up really. If we do this, I think they're on like against a more like standard version of Omnath. Maybe I still play Dispatch on the draw, Teferi on the play. Okay, Abzan and RCQ. Last week, 3 Loxodon Smiters. Liliana is not even legal yet. Our boys out here playing 3 Loxodon Smiters. No Anafinza, although Anafinza is like secretly nuts, I think. Main deck Carnage Tyrant. Main deck Scavenging Ooze. Main deck Obsidat. I love Obsidat. What a list, huh? Soaring, Vengeful Bloodlord. 1 mana Confluence. What a deck list, huh? I would love to have again Saga Springleaf Drum 0-drop. I stand corrected. Siege Rhino, good actually. Yeah, 23 lands, main deck 6-drop, sunglasses on. Sunglasses on. Who cares? And Dual Commander, get out of here. Get out of here. How in the world is Siege Rhino playable in a 40 life format? Get out of here. I guess it's just one card in your deck. Unless Dual Commander is 20 life, who knows? I don't know that anybody knows the rules of Dual Commander. Well, there was Agadeem's Awakening in that Abzan list. Oh my gosh! Somebody find their Twitch channel. Dual Commander is 20 life. Okay, better that it's a 20 life format for sure. And Dual Commander is, just so we're on the same page, Dual Commander is a different format from CEDH. I understand that correctly. Dual Commander, CEDH, different things? Right? CEDH is 4-player, right. I'm learning. Probably not wanting to make a construct this turn. Let's get another drum. And then go Sentinel, Spellbomb, Monitor. I was really hoping to be able to Ethersworn Sphinx just by drawing a wider blue source here. Yeah, it's almost like Magic formats are made up, huh? Immediately takes the hit. Doesn't even think about chump blocking. I'm sure you'd enjoy Dual Commander. Yeah, I probably would. There's like probably like tons of fun brewing and interesting stuff going on. I would probably have a great time playing Dual Commander. So it may just be correct to Cranial Plating here, but this is not called, it's not called Cranial Plating Affinity today. It's Ethersworn Sphinx Affinity, baby. Let's go. I am starting to get a little addicted, dangerously addicted to Ethersworn Sphinx into Thought Monitor. I'm just gonna cast the Plating, attack with Construct Thought Monitor. Plating is lethal. I mean, this is a format with Solitude. This is a format with Solitude. I mean, nothing is lethal anymore. If Solitude isn't a thing, sure, I'm down to cast Plating. Streamdecker woke up. Okay. I'm still looking at Siege Runner list though. Yellow hat. Yellow hat. Everything is going well, Gab. Hope you're doing well too. Playing some Sphinx and Affinity today. How do you play and this deck come about? I was playing an MH2 drafts with some friends, and Sphinx was kind of crazy, and I've just kind of been thinking for a long time that playing Ethersworn Sphinx over Thoughtcast in Blue-White Affinity seems really reasonable. Seems really reasonable and like very likely good. And I just like last night finally took the time to playtest it. Like sometimes you cascade into a 0-drop, but you still have a 4/4 flyer. And sometimes you cascade into some crazy stuff. It's Cascade as Cascade was meant to be played. Cascade as Cascade was meant to be played. Don't counterspell. The Aether Spellbomb is free to play. I think I'm likely just supposed to put a Cranial Plating on 2 different flying creatures this turn. Assuming I have enough for that. Yeah, easily enough. Okay, Aether Spellbomb, something if they kill I get Aether Spellbomb with Thought Monitor, but it may just be better to leave up the Aether Spellbomb. Not die to like random Vivian combo. We're just so likely to go off or win next turn. Okay, although stopping the Ephemerate Rebound is probably good enough. Just denying 2 cards here. Yeah, they can replay the Ice Fang, but it seems fine. Yeah, no Death Touch here. Gonna be a complicated turn for them. Maybe not that complicated, I don't know. They have access to 11 mana. Yorion in their hand is Ice Fang. They haven't put Yorion in their hand. That would be 8 of their 11 mana if they did. So Emrakul is gonna, yeah, they can Emrakul me if they have it in their deck. They're not slamming Emrakul. Emrakul wouldn't really do anything. Maybe you're right. It's scary. I don't know, they could Aether Spellbomb my Construct token. They could kill my Urza. They could kill my Thought Monitor. We'd still be in okay shape. Chance for more Red Black this week? Yeah, I want to play more of it. I meant to play 2 leagues today. Next, little queued with this deck next. Fury. Is there a creature that wraths the board? Not one that they play. So it looks like probably Fury kill Urza. This is the power of Ethersworn Sphinx, chat. More powerful than Urza. Or maybe, yeah, a slightly questionable decision from my opponent, who's to say? Who's to say, huh? So I think I'm going to plan to just move the plating over after blocks. They're going to play their Ice Fang. They have 2 unknown cards after that. Could bounce the Ice Fang, tap them out. Okay, bounce Ice Fang. I mean, the thing is they can still have Solitude for this pretty easily. Oh, I needed to attack with 1 more creature, I think. Yeah, I guess we just go to damage. Yeah, I was probably supposed to. I need to attack 1 more creature, just move the plating over. Sorry. Kind of a complicated board state. Could I guess move a plating over? We still have the Aether Spellbomb activation up too. another Omnath. Equip Sentinel Force Ren, or just equip Assist. Yeah, it seems correct to equip onto the Sentinel here. It's tough. Tough spot. That's the power of not killing the Urzas. We don't have the like the thing about equipping the Sentinel here is like they're gonna kill it with Ren anyways. But and then we can't block the. Oh, sorry, this is untapped. I thought we only had 1 blocker for the Fury. This is actually untapped. I think we're still fine. They can Yorion here. Yorion's just like a concession though. Right? I guess they can find Solitude, but I think they would need like 2 Solitudes here, right? They get to kill my Urza. They get to Oath of Nissa, they get to cantrip off Abundant Growth, they get to cantrip off Omnath. Do you have an article for Yeah, I finished it. I don't know if it's been published yet. Oh, I can also... yeah, I'm sorry, I just Aether Spellbomb my Urza. Okay, so they're not even... So I guess now I'll bounce the Thought Monitor. So my goal, I think, first is to get these all up to 15 power at least. They did reveal Solitude to the to the Oath of Nissa. It's pretty gross, actually. Shoot, and I guess I should just spin. Okay, so now they're up to 15 power. If I equip a Cranial Plating to Urza, I can spin one more time. Okay. Just require 4 Chimp blocks here. They'll also get the Solitude. I don't think if they have 2 Solitudes, they can keep a creature. They'll get to kill my Urza too, but I think that's just gonna be fine. I equip at instant speed. Instant speed doesn't matter on this board because they have this. Either way, they have to Solitude a block. They have to Solitude an attacker block 3 times, and because I don't have a 5th attacker, instant speed. Equip doesn't do anything. Oh, although I guess if they exile a construct here, they can theoretically go to 1 and keep their Omnath around. I guess that is true. If they want to. I've already played my land, I can't play the Fountain. I mean, if they have an Omnath in hand, it's an easy block. They don't, they just go to 1. Desolation. Yeah, what is Desolation Giant? Someone else talked about in the chat. I think you need a spell when they fetch. Yeah, maybe that was the better line. Construct gone. I mean, all these creatures are lethal. 3/3, kicker, white. In his battlefield, destroy all the creatures you control. If those kick, destroy all creatures dead. That's cool. That's a cool card. We're actually gonna lose this game. I mean, I could have played a lot better. They let me draw a card here. They plus return Flooded Strand. Oh, they haven't played their land yet. They shot the Sacred Foundry. So they're using their full 8 mana. Yeah, cue the 4 color hate. I mean, there's just nothing else to say that hasn't been said. They put Solitude in their hand with Oath of Nissa. Vomit. And I can't Cascade because it's a fairy. The worst part of all of this. The 4th Cranial Plating not doing a lot. Yeah, they just hardcast Solitude. Block the ground creature with Solitude, block the flying creature with Ice Fang, have untap with Omnath, 5 cards, which is good game 3. I could have played that game a lot better. I know there's a lot of crying I could do. Could have also played a lot better. Yeah, let's try Teferi on the play. I think 3 on the play. Yeah, I think you could play Emrakul in this matchup. I think it's an interesting option. I think you have to keep this. No blacksmith skill inside? No, I don't. I mean, this deck, you know, all your cards draw cards, or almost all your cards draw cards. This really isn't a deck where you want blacksmith skill. If they're killing your, you know, Urza, your Thought Monitor, your Ethersworn Sphinx, your Esper Sentinel, your Memnites, you know, all of these cards generate value when you cast them. Only reason you'll see it getting more hate. I don't know that it's possible for 4-color to get more hate than it gets. The only reason you don't see it getting more hate is because it's not played on much to be able to do the Wrench of Limits. I don't know that there could be more hate for this deck. Okay, I'm gonna needle Red and 6. I think maybe we should needle Besage you instead. I don't need a Red and 6. No, I have a relic. I have a relic. I'll needle Besage you. Iceman, 23 months. How excited am I for the new Goblin Lord? Pretty excited. My prediction is that people are going to return to Snoop combo goblins with the new Goblin Lord being printed, and they're going to realize that, hey, this deck is actually pretty good, and I think they're going to realize that it's been pretty good this whole time. Okay, so I guess we'll pop the relic. Because, you know, I was really liking goblins a lot back through the trophy race season. I haven't played it much since, like, not much has changed, but I'm excited to return to it. I think that people are going to be pretty pleasantly surprised with how good the goblins deck can be. I feel like I'm probably supposed to Urza here. They don't have Counterspell up. Yeah, we'll just get an Aether Spellbomb, I think. Protecting the Urza from a removal spell is kind of nice, or being able to is kind of nice. Why are they ephemerating now? Don't they want to block? Block and then ephemerate? I kind of just want to Otawara the Ren and 6 here. I'll just hold up the Otawara, I think. Pass. Didn't she want to Urza to use Spellbomb? I mean, if they block here, they don't have Death Touch. I don't think it matters. They're getting around the Spellbomb on the Ice Fang Ephemerate? I guess, sure. Sure. I'm not sure if that's the right line, but yeah, I think you're right. You just bounce this now. And his Windswept Heath, Ren 6, and then 6 mystery cards. Still has to go to discard here, unless they, I guess, find Fury. Solitude. Always love to untap with a freaking Urza, though. So I think making a token main phase to discount the Ethersworn Sphinx is going to be correct. Oh man, this has been the best part of the stream though, has been cascading into Thought Monitor with Ethersworn Sphinx. We're 1 mana short of spinning though. I think I just have to trade a construct for an Ice Fang here. Pass. If my opponent plays Omnath, I probably have to bounce Omnath in response to the trigger. Do you think 4 colors is a high ceiling deck? Every deck is a high ceiling deck. There's no deck in Modern that is like lacking skill to pilot, and like any deck with a very talented pilot is going to look a lot better than an inexperienced one. But I would say that yes, 4 color has a high ceiling. It also has a really high floor, where like there's no deck like 4 color that is just incredibly rewards you for making mistakes, or I should say maybe doesn't punish you for making mistakes. There's no deck like 4 color that you can, like, you know, use your resources incorrectly, make a small punt, and then you're just immediately bailed out. You mean low floor? I mean high floor. Low floor is, you know, a deck like Murktide where you mess one thing up with Murktide, the game's just over a lot of the time. Burn. Burn is an incredibly high skill. Burn. People say this all the time that Burn is a low skill deck. I can't help but disagree. Where like specifically the decisions to pivot back and forth between being a more controlling deck or a more defensive deck with Burn is some of the hardest the hardest decisions you will ever make in a match of Modern. Choosing to be more aggressive or choosing to, you know, be all in on the burn plan or control your opponent's creatures with removal spells is just the difference between winning and losing a lot of games, and is some of the hardest like moments and points to identify, and is absolutely not a deck I would consider to be easy. I've heard this pro burn propaganda before. It's nonsense. I've played a lot of burn. I also play like more complicated decks and like harder decks to play than almost anybody. I'm always out here playing very intricate, complicated decks to play. And if I'm telling you that Burn has hard decisions, like this is not just, you know, this is not propaganda. This is true. Lava Spike requires intense decision tree. Okay, maybe Lava Spike isn't the hardest card in the deck comp. I think that Burn is maybe the easiest deck in Modern to play with a degree of proficiency. I think it's maybe the easiest deck to play proficiently, and maybe the hardest deck to play perfectly. Because like those decisions, whether to like pivot to defense, you have to make them like a lot of times before it's like obvious if you're going to lose to pivoting to defense. All right, we're spinning. Fourth Urza. Don't have Aether Spellbomb up anymore. Hopefully that's fine. They only have 4 cards left in their hand. I definitely feel like we're still pretty ahead, but Risen Reef is always pretty scary too. How much better is a Master Burn player than Proficient one? A lot. Because again, it's just I just can't overstate enough. Like being able to like understand that you need to be pivoting to a more defensive role is like, it's very easy to like not recognize it in time, and then by the time you recognize that you needed to in order to have a chance to win the game, you've already lost. $413, thank you for the 2 months, appreciate you. What do you think is the creature count to run the Nuga Wave? Does it even matter? No, it matters. You probably need like 22 minimum, ideally like 25, 26 plus. The Nuga Wave is not going to fit in almost any deck, but it'll fit in some. I will say that this match has been a really good sales pitch for bringing in the Emrakul in this matchup. Freaking, my hits with Urza have been so bad. Seachrome Coast. Hallowed Fountain. Razortide Bridge. Brutal hits. Burn can be easy in some matchups, difficult others. Yeah, for sure. Does the Nuga Wave slot into a Dread strategy? Maybe. You know, like a 2-mana creature with no trample, no flying, and that is just a giant creature is just not that good. Tarmogoyf is fine, but like the issue with like, you know, Tarmogoyf is a bit better because you get to play in a Tarmogoyf deck you get to play like a density of interactive spells. A density of interactive spells that... Sorry, hold on. A density of interactive spells that I think I might bounce. No, they can just replay whatever. If I bounce the Omnath, it taps them out to replay it here. And they also don't get the Risen Reef trigger off of it. I think that's probably fine. It has the same problems Goyf currently has. It's different because if you play Goyf in Jund midrange, you have a plethora of discard spells and creature removal spells and Liliana of the Veil that you can use to buy time for your big and protect your big dumb creature to win you the game over the course of several turns. Conversely, this new Urborg Lurgoyf, your deck is all just big dumb creatures, and you're not going, and like, you know, you are just going to be on this plan of play a big 2-mana creature, turn it sideways the next turn. And this strategy in Modern is not, I think, very good. Like, for like these big creatures to be playable, they almost always require you to play a big density of other options. I guess sorry, other interactive spells. Sorry, not other options. But the card is very cool, and saying Urborg Lurgoyf is very fun to say. Come on, Sphinx. Adarkar Wastes. Lovely. Can't play the Saga. I don't know if I've ever had Urza spins be this bad. Yeah, I'd already played my land for the Saga. It's just such rub-ins. Yeah, at least we cascaded it into Thought Monitor this game, huh? I'll concede if I feel that I'm 0% to win, as I always do. It's hard to feel like you're 0% with 2 Urzas in your hand. Teferi makes things a lot worse. So discard 3 cards. Don't know that I can kill my opponent with Cranial Plating this turn. Probably not. Yeah, it's just not enough buff. But I could attack with both and then get through one of them with the attach. Instead, let's spin. Since spinning has worked out so well for us so far, let's spin again. Yeah, I guess it makes sense they're not going to be able to Yorion again this game. I think my opponent's going to time out. I also think they're really likely to win this game if this game goes the full term, but with another Urza in my hand, a lot of gas still in the deck because I've been spinning into so many lands, I just don't feel like I'm in a spot to concede at the moment. But if they can convince me I'm 0%, I'll concede. Yeah, I still like Bant Coco a lot. I think I'm going to play it this weekend, but I might play something else. We'll see. Never concede when I have 60 seconds on the clock. It's just not that serious, chat. It's the last match of this league. It's just a league match. But I like to think if I'm 0%, I always concede. I've been very good about it. It's just like how I like to play. You don't have to concede in these spots. It doesn't really make any difference. I definitely have regretted sliding out the Shadowspear. I think I'm going to leave that in the deck when I play this match in the future. What could have been? Oh, it's not even telling me what I would have hit. Ornithopter, okay. Yeah, I just don't feel super dead on board here. They have 8 cards in their hand, only 29 cards left in the deck. Solitude's my Urza. Time's out, you know. Yeah, and again, I only concede when I feel like I'm literally 0%, you know. I just don't feel too bad about it. Weird league. I definitely feel like the mono blue version is a lot better against the 4-color deck too. GG shearing. I definitely feel like the mono blue variant's a lot better against the 4-color deck. Less to 4-color one-set league also. I think Sphinx is powerful. Messing with the numbers could be obviously correct. Like these blue-white affinity decks are so hard to build perfectly. But I do feel like